Okay, it's time to get this set up. Full disclosure, I totally forgot about being a life coach because apparently I was too busy with life. But I love this series even though we've only done one episode and I never want to stop doing it. So let's start episode 2. I get nervous as shit when I play. Any advice? Nerves are a good thing because it means you care. You care about what happens and how you and your team are going to perform. But one of the tricks is not caring specifically about the end result. You just have to focus on the play that is right in front of you. And if you can embody that mindset, that Zen-like approach to the game, the journey, not the destination, you're just gonna enjoy the process a whole lot more. Also, I have a Jedi mind trick story for you. This is me doing the Force to give you my positive energy. My 3rd year in the league, we had a national teamer on the team. His name was Jeff Agus. He was playing in World Cup qualifiers. He was gonna go to the World Cup in 2002. And every time he went to go to the national team and came back, there was just something about him. He had this confidence that you couldn't put your finger on. I couldn't understand what it was. It was something that could only come from going with the national team. And when you came back, everybody just looked at you a little different. Your chest was puffed a little bit more. I mean, there was just, you had this confidence. It was a confidence thing. So one day after I saw him come back, I was running with another one of my teammates, Wade Barrett, who just finished coaching the Houston Dynamo. And I said, you know what? Maybe we should just act like a national teamer for a week. Just like we're there. Just pretend we're national teamers and what that confidence would be like. How would we walk back? How would that feel to go to some exotic place and play a World Cup qualifier and then come back to your club team and everybody had watched you on TV and what's that like? That's what I wanted to know. So I did it. I just started acting like I was a national teamer just to kind of walk around, and I played better than I ever had in training for about 3 days. I was like Messi out there. I was doing cheeky back heels, and then I was getting a 2 foot in the ass from the older guys who don't like cheeky back heels. And I was doing all kinds of crazy stuff, and I played with this calm and composure that was assertive and sure of myself. And even though I lost that after a few days because you make a bad play and your head goes straight down, and you're like, oh man, I'm never gonna be as good as I want, and all that stuff, I had a little taste of it. I didn't know if I was ever going to get to the national team, but I saw a little glimpse of what that would look like if I had, and how I would act if I ever did get there. And once I got called in for the first time, that is it. It's the confidence that comes from that. So how can you mimic that? How can you bring in some type of confidence in your own game that's assertive and sure of yourself, that you know what you're doing, you know exactly what you want to do when you step on the field, you know exactly what you want to do when you get the ball at your feet, and it just slows everything down when you have this confidence that your first touch is going to work and that everybody's going to be moving and supporting each other and that you've got other people's backs, and it's incredible. It is incredible. So I would encourage you guys to try that. Try embodying what it would be like to play for the national team. And I think once you can see it and you can visualize that that's a possibility, then you're one step closer to actually making it happen. Now that was back in 2001 when that happened for me, and it took me another 4 years to get into the national team. But I wouldn't trade it for anything. I wouldn't trade all those struggles and everything that I went through and feeling bad about myself and feeling not good enough, and then finally deciding that I'm gonna go for it and I'm gonna believe in what I'm capable of and just see where I land. And if that means that I don't make it to the national team, then I don't make it to the national team. But I'll know that I got as far as I possibly could and I gave everything that I had. That was a really long answer. How many more questions are we taking? Question for life coach. Hey Jimmy, I'm currently playing center back for my school. The other 3 defenders are really attack minded, so often I'm left in a 1-2 or 1-3 situation. What should I do in these moments? I'll make this one easy. Find a new team. But if you don't want to find a new team, then talk to them about finding balance. It's the pulley system, right? So if one goes, the other one stays. The other one goes, the other one stays. That way you always have cover and balance. That's it. That's it. Just show them this part of the video. Hey knuckleheads, if one of you goes, the other one stays. Jimmy, I live in New York and play goalkeeper. And right now I'm sitting on the bench as backup, and the number 1 has made many game-costing mistakes, but my coach still insists on playing him. How do I get my chance to prove I could be the new number 1? First and foremost, and I believe the answer to this one will answer a lot of your guys' questions in the comments, there's a similar theme going on about what you can do to become the best, to become a starter or to make a certain team. And before you do anything, you need to honestly assess how good you really are. And I think that's hard for a lot of people because it's natural to want to, but I'm really good at this. And you get your confidence from being really good at that. And that's not necessarily what's gonna lend itself to success if you're blind to what your weaknesses are. And that's why I've encouraged you before to talk to your coaches and just say, hey, listen, I wanna get better. Emphasize that you want to get better, that this means something to you, and he's going to give it to you straight. And you say, listen, I know I have weaknesses in my game, but I need you to help me identify what those are so that I can start playing again, or I can move up the ladder in this country, or in any country that I'm playing in. So in summation, embrace your weaknesses and then turn them into strengths. You should, no, you must work as a coach. The hell are you waiting for? On the contrary, I am coaching. It's just a team of 2. And they're ages 9 and 5. Hi Jimmy, I'm an aspiring goalkeeper and I'm on trial at FC Dallas and want to know everything that impresses scouts and coaches. If I was a coach or a scout, I would look for the obvious stuff. Technical ability, tactical understanding, their movement both on and off the ball, but maybe even more important for me is the character of a player. Does the player want the ball? Do they want that responsibility? And what happens after they make a mistake? How do they respond? Are they a leader? Are they organizing to make the game easier for their teammates? That's the stuff that I would want to know when I'm building a team. Are you going to start making good videos? Why would I start making good videos now when I'm so good at making crap ones? Hey Jimmy, can you help me with a problem about soccer? I can't run as fast as everyone and this kid is annoying and says I should quit. But I don't know what to do, so I quit. I'm still wondering if I should try out next year. Help me, please. Thanks. Before I say anything else, this annoying kid didn't make you quit. You quit on your own. You made that decision, and now it's up to you and you only about whether you should start playing again. Now, as your friend, my vote is yes, of course. Start playing again. Give it everything that you have and see what happens. Because like any decision that you make, it'll be up to you to determine how far you go, just like it was for me. I miss the tool shed, LOL. You know what? I miss the tool shed too. However, I am going back to California for the holidays, so the tool shed might make an appearance. Hey Jimmy, I could really use some advice. I tore my ACL last year playing for my high school, and it's been about 9 months of physical therapy and doctor's appointments since I got injured, and it's about time to return to club soccer. I'm worried that my touch and fitness will be gone when I return, and that I won't be able to keep up with my teammates. I was the captain before I was injured, and I want to be able to return where I was before. What should I do? My biggest piece of advice that I can offer is to manage your expectations. Live in reality a little bit. You're not gonna be the same player that you were 9 months ago before you injured yourself, but you can come back stronger. And that's something that you should work towards, becoming even better than you were before. But it's not gonna happen all at once. On your next video, could you advise on how to play and act in a center mid position? Now there's 3 different positions I can talk about when you say center mid. There's the attacking midfielder, there's the box to box midfielder, and there's the holding midfielder. And for me, all 3 must have traits that are very similar. They have to have discipline in their position, they have to have the ability to transition the team from defense to offense, and they have to have the willingness to take on the responsibility that comes from playing in the middle of the field as the engine or string puller of the team. And here's what makes these midfielders different. Here, say these are the 2 strikers. You got Ray and you got Luke. Okay, and then Chewbacca's gonna be the attacking mid. He always has to stay in a good supporting position with the 2 strikers at all times. If he gets too stretched, if he's too far out of the play, it's just not gonna work. So if one striker goes up high and another one, it may be connected, but there's like this 15 to 20 yard gap, it's just not good enough. He's a very high pivot, and he can see, let's say, the whole field as it pertains to how this is gonna attack, how am I gonna break down the defense. This is the string puller. One of the most important distinctions, I think, for the box-to-box player is just timing. Because there are times where you can attack with your 5 guys up top, and you can have a successful attack, and then he can just drift and kind of keep up with the play, and if something breaks, he can either hold the ball under pressure, or he can pivot, or he can help be an outlet for somebody else, or he can just hang back, right? This is so timing is really important for the box-to-box midfielder, when they go and support the attack, when they stay back and can sense that the defense needs some help or what the team shape is. And this is a very fluctuating position. So this position is very important for 2 reasons. 1, they gotta protect the back 4. Now on the flip side, if the ball is out wide and you have your outside backs a little bit higher and then 2 center backs are spread, this holding midfielder has to be in a position that they want the ball under a little bit of pressure so that they can turn and now transition the team from defense to offense. All right, that's it. I am done dispensing advice, and I hope you guys got something out of that.